Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 212. The Advent calendar is in full swing. Today is, what is it? December something. I can never remember the date. December 5th.
December 5th.
We are live. This is also not pre-recorded with a bunch of other beers, so I just want to mark that. Today, Trey Turner signed a deal. That's just to mark the time, because I want you to know that I'm not recording all of these.
Hold up a newspaper.
I don't have a newspaper.
You're gang taping them.
I just want to mark the time every day so that you know they're not being recorded early. But this has been a fabulous first week. We're only 5 days in. This is the 5th day. This is day 5 of the Advent calendar. If you're joining us because of the Advent calendar, we will do that. But you've caught us on a full episode. So congratulations. Or what I've been referring to as the standard episode.
The standard episode. Yeah, this one will actually have a number to it and not just the year and the day. This one will actually have the episode number. And right now, it looks like, I'm without a bandana for the first time in a long time, so let me fix that.
Oh, man. We have to start over.
We might have to start over. More on that soon. JT, hopefully one of us is in portrait mode, one of us is in landscape mode, so I'm hoping that doesn't affect the video. Just a second.
What mode are you in? Well, I'll say while he puts that on. I don't think it'll affect it. What mode are you in?
I'm portrait, you're landscape.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I can go portrait, but I think that when it extracts, it'll put me in a box like this.
JT and I will tell you we love recording this way, but we do it so infrequently we forget everything. So we spend like 8 minutes getting the settings and everything figured out, and then once you hit record, it fracks everything up.
Yeah, it'll get it. We'll be good. Hopefully, man. Maybe I should turn it. Maybe I don't want to be like a tiny box inside the thing. I don't know. I could try it. We'll see.
Yeah. I can carry it. Boom. There we go. Now we're at both vertical.
We're all good. Portrait mode. We're all screwed up.
Highlights, JT, so far from you. And Phil's been with you every episode, correct? I didn't see your yesterday. Did yesterday's get up?
Yeah. So I posted it last night. If anyone was waiting for it, I posted it last night. Woke up this morning and it had an upload error. So
gotcha. Okay.
Going up this morning. And I was with Phil again. We went to his house. This time I did not put a fake background in the back. It was awesome. So I'll get to my highlights. But you have had a different crowd every time. It's been enjoyable to watch.
It's interesting. I've had Saturday was a little bit different because I had a bunch of people committed, but there's people that didn't meet the condition requirement of being on camera. I'll let the chuggalos go forward on that one. So then we decided to press with a different plan. I thought it came out really well. Yeah. And then going forward, I will be changing locations tomorrow. So tomorrow's episodes through the next couple of episodes till I'm back with JT next Monday will be in different locations.
Okay. Yep, definitely have that on the calendar. Okay. My highlights so far. I did like that Ryan was posting, and specifically only addressing you until he said cup suck. He said Matt the whole time, not Brew Crew or anything. Even gave you specifically his score. That was fun.
I have a retort to that, but yeah, continue. It's important that you give that feedback.
No, I like that. It was fun. A lot of consistency in the beers through the first 4 days at least. Scores very close, except for the third day, which saw Phil and Steph just absolutely loving that Girl Scout cookie beer, and the rest of us kind of saying, "It's fine, no thanks," except for Uriah, who was in the ones. Loved your reaction to that, by the way. I want to gift that.
My reaction to Uriah's.
You were like, he was like 175. You're like, brr.
It was so weird, and then Jason and Kate. So the reaction. So Ryan sent his videos on WhatsApp. I don't want to go too, but I go, hey, there's the videos he sent. So I had to figure out how to And again, I love going to my phone. And I go, also, Ryan, this is posted for all of the chuggalos. It was like love letters to me. And I was like,
like
okay,
it, actually. You should keep it up.
I felt, but they were hilarious. And I love the seltzer calendar.
Yeah.
So Jason and Kate have been sending me there, and they are shockingly low on all of theirs till yesterday's Vienna Lager. Yesterday's Vienna Lager, they both gave a 4 or 5, but the bourbon on the, what was that, the third?
Yeah.
They gave a 1 and a 1.25, and they're like second, and they're like, we're both big fans of bourbon, we just don't like this one.
Wow.
The High Wire we're 9.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're 9. Yeah.
So the best beer so far out of the 4. I'm going to put an asterisk on that. So the best beer so far out of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gotta go with the Pipeworks. I think my score will reflect that too. I think.
Pipeworks? Have we had Pipeworks already?
Yeah. No. Sorry, that's my asterisk.
That's today, I think.
And why it goes funny. Then it's the equilibrium. Then it's the data points.
Yeah.
That's my funny story coming up here, JT. Don't worry. You guys are gonna laugh. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we both gave that beer a 4.5. I was gonna say that one as well, even though I gave the bourbon one a 4.5 as well. I thought that first day was excellent. Way to kick it
was
off. Very good beer.
And Mead Master Uriah, not even a fan of Dippas, and he goes, this could get me into Dippas. And then I was supplying my Christmas party with beer, so I'm like handing out beers, and I brought a cooler and a bunch of stuff. And Uriah's like, hey, can I get another one of those Meat Master Uriah? And I was like, dude, it was the one beer from the calendar. Like I'm not keystering them, I'm not holding out on you, bro, or anything like that. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very good beer.
So a highlight for me that I have to share is Mikey has been posting every day. So we've had people that have been consistent or whatever. So it's Stev, you, Phil, me, and Mikey's been keeping up with the omission of yesterday. So he got up and he's like, I recorded it without sound. Yeah, I was like, that's hilarious. So I'm gonna give him
time for a dub.
I'm gonna give him so much excitement. Yeah, we got just go over it. Just do your reviews. I'm trying to bring up my previous scores. Sorry, I'm just trying to do too much.
I have them.
The Wiener 375, the Weir 9 325. I didn't mark purposely a lot of beers I was having Saturday at the Christmas party. That Holes was delightful. That data points 425. God, so good.
Yeah. Yep.
For being a floral one too, very floral.
Yeah, it was very good. I thought similarly. And afterwards, after that first beer, Chuggalos Phil had described to me for about 20 minutes the differences between a double IPA and a double dry hopped IPA. Yeah. And it was magnificent, very educational and layman. So he had expressed interest in possibly doing some educational content for our channel. So if you're up for that, if people want it, he's definitely down to teach some chuggalos about beer. He's got a lot of technical knowledge.
Put the BCP brand on it and exactly. Market it to the masses.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that if you want it. I mean, the way he described it all was excellent. So that was good. Yeah. The highlight for me. Oh, go ahead.
The way he's put together this list has been excellent. The diversity so far.
He has a lot of justifications as well. Like he'll tell me beforehand, like why he picked it, where he did, and when he did. So that's pretty interesting. When I looked through them and I took the pictures for Instagram, I was like, oh man, this order is weird, but I'm getting it now. It's making a lot more sense. I guess the highlight for me was probably, the best beer so far has been number 1, Equilibrium. Yep. But I think the highlight has been all of the retakes that Stev has done. He had one video where I think he did 3 videos and patched them together, which is pretty hilarious. And Ryan did a fade out. So there's like real editing.
He did, right?
In these videos. Stev's patching them together. forgetting to give scores. Ryan's got fades in and out. Man.
And me, I couldn't
figure out on the channel.
I couldn't figure out how to flip my screen. Like when you're not recording on Microsoft Camera, it lets you go back to front camera, rear camera. When you're recording, it eliminates that. So like I was practicing it because I was going to show pictures and stories from other people. And the best way to do it was on my phone because then I don't have to do it the light fade in and out. Hit the record button. Just like Skype, the environment completely changes.
Yeah, right. Well, that's all right. Yeah, so that's that. I love the music from Stev. He's got this background music going on. It's pretty awesome. And your reactions to the gallery are pretty fun. I want to patch them together. Just out of your reactions to people's scores.
You know, Saturday, day 3 was an interesting day. That's for sure. Yeah. That's why day 4 yesterday with the Vienna Lager was a little bit toned down.
Yeah, interesting enough, if you couldn't tell, if you watched the video, yesterday's video, I was like unbelievably tired yesterday, and I could barely keep my eyes open for some reason. And so you could see it in the video. I rewatched it. I was like so tired, but I think if I pulled it off in the same energy.
The yeoman's effort.
Yes, the yeoman's effort. Nice Navy term there. Yeoman.
Well, shall we press to
let's do it.
So recap so far of the first 4 days, and then now this next week we'll have more days to go over. So sweet.
That's true. We will.
Today's beer that we're doing, this is not Advent calendar. We're saving the Advent calendar. JT suggested save that, the excitement, so to build it to a crescendo. So the Advent calendar will be beer 2. This beer is Jack's Abbey. It's a blood orange wheat Radler. So Radler, you think sours goes, illicits in the same. And let's go with the crack. Let's crack this pint. This, just a second, let me sheath it. This pint 4%. So I'll count it down. Ooh, it's primed.
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
There was like no crack there.
All right, so a little bit about, so this beer, we're going to change up sponsors. This beer was brought to me by my father-in-law, so thanks, Chuggalo Todd. He brought this down for Thanksgiving, and I thought this would be a refreshing solution. So to our what beer we were going to be able to travel with. So you can find out more by going to jacksabbey.com. And full disclaimer, I've only been on this website for about 15 minutes, so it's not going to be as thorough as it normally is, but that's fine. We've got plenty of content. It was formed by 3 brothers in Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure it said Massachusetts. And the 3 brothers in 2011 decided, hey, we're going to, we get along so well. We don't pull each other's hair anymore, that we're going to do a brewery. So they actually learned the craft from their grandfather, working as he was working for the family's ice distribution. So that just shows you the age, because, sorry, Stacy, refrigeration didn't become a popular thing or a predominant thing till the 60s. And then they just invite you to come to their beer hall and kitchen, which is neat. Beer hall elicits a lot of age, a lot of respect. And kitchen, have a pint and some fresh wood-fired pizza, which seems to be like the popular thing to go forward with. And then they're like, hey, everything is family first. And then they, at the bottom of their about page on, again, jacksabbey.com, all the awards that they've got. And it's nice they have it delineated: gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal, and brewery awards, which I find completely refreshing. And again, it's in Massachusetts, in Framingham. So I'm guessing quite close to Boston, as everything in Massachusetts is quite close to Boston. So again, Jack's Abbey, blood orange wheat. And again, it's a Radler. So tradition with a twist.
Tradition with a twist. Excellent intro. Did you say 4%? It's 4%.
4%, yep.
And Abbey means father's joy. And so Jack might be their dad, and this is his joy.
They're
brothers?
Yep, all three brothers. Does it matter if it's spelled with the E or without the E?
I think it has to be without the E. I think Abbey
Even better.
with the E is a name.
Interesting.
Girl's name. I don't know.
Because the Abby's I know is Abigail's. So the Abby's I know it's Abigail, but they say Abby for sure.
Is that like IE at the end?
Abigail is Abbigal, and then
I know Abigail, but I mean the Abby.
I've seen it both ways.
Well, maybe this is Jack's Abby, as in Jack owns a woman, but I doubt it. It's probably Jack's Joy. I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Yep, we'll have to ask Jack, Eric, and Sam.
Oh, well, maybe it's. Well, is it Jack Jr.? Is he a Jack Jr.? Maybe.
Nope. They're all co-owners. One's the brewer, one's finances, and one's sales. So they've got everyone.
Why did Jack get it to be named after him? If their dad's name is Jack, it explains everything.
Because he's the brewer?
Oh, maybe.
So here's the interesting thing on their website, and I'm gonna go to share screen here because I think there's value in that. So the one thing on the website, because people have said that they like that, so let me go to share screen. I know how to do that really quick. Let's go to Jack's. Start sharing. Okay, and I know it's red. So look at this. It has the process right here: silo, mill, masher, Lauderton, kettle, whirlpool, hotback, heat exchanger. Look at that. That's awesome.
Damn. And what happens when you click on it?
Oh.
Look at that. Dang.
And it keeps them all up.
Holy shit.
Check this out again, folks. jacksabby.com.
Wow.
Look at that.
Very good. That's very good. It's like getting a tour of the brewery.
Yeah. Yeah, so here, we're going to give an outro. There's the three brothers.
There they are.
One of these brothers. Let's talk about Eric. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's pretty.
Eric doesn't wonder why we pointed him out. He looks like one of our acquaintances.
Yeah, Andy's in the middle. The middle is what draws my eyes. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Sounds good.
But yeah, that's pretty cool to have like a short synopsis for everything.
Yeah, that was cool. That was fun. So this beer, this is the Can Art Boner segment brought to you by Chuggalo Todd. Thanks, Todd. Blood orange wheat. There's really, what's going on in this can? Not a whole lot. Can art isn't its feature. It's just there's font. There's a picture of what's in the beer, some little oranges, and that's it. Let's just be honest. There's not much to talk about. I don't want to stretch it out too long. Maybe a little thing there, a little logo, and hashtag drink lager. So I'm guessing that's kind of their thing.
It is. They list their favorite beers, and 2 out of the 3's favorite beers are lagers.
Okay. All right. So, and as I learned from Chuggalos Phil yesterday, lager yeast is bottom and ale on top. That's how that goes. This beer is very good. It is surprisingly good for a blood orange wheat beer. The wheat is super muted, but it's there. That's what kind of gives it that dryness. Oh, I didn't close out the can art segment. That was the can art segment. It's over. But the taste segment now, yeah, this is good. The blood orange really peaks. I think that the majority of the flavor in the blood orange profile is juice from the fruit, actual juice from the fruit. No pulp or anything, but we talk rind versus the fruit itself, but there is rind in here that adds a bitterness to it. I don't know if that's a mixture from the wheat and the rind or if it's just rind, but the wheat part, that's kind of just, I don't know, it's muted because I don't think this has like a flowery or a not flowery in a floral sense, but flower like in the white powder and the breadiness. It doesn't really have that, but it has what might be kind of just like what you would think of when you think of like wheat cereals, kind of just this dry base that sticks out. And from there, you got this blood orange that's unbelievable. It really is just powerful. It almost has like a fruit cereal, like a what is that one with the pebbles? Fruity Pebbles.
Nailed it.
It has almost a Fruity Pebbles flavor to it, but because it's all orange, it doesn't kind of just have that like mixed, Fruity Pebbles taste. It's just like one very bright fruit. That's kind of how I would explain this. Has a bright fruit taste to it. And after that, it's just all around good beer, very satisfying, very thirst quenching, light, obviously, because it's a 4. Man, my score on this beer, it's going to be good because this beer is good. Man, even on the breath, there's just orange. They really nailed it. And I don't know what Matt's going to say, but I don't think it's fake orange. This is legit. I give this beer a 4.75.
That's awesome.
4.75. Great beer. Surprising too, because there's like no like flair on this beer. I would pass this by and not buy it in the stores just because I'm looking for something super unique. This is it, but it doesn't say it. It doesn't say it's unique in the can.
The beauty of Radlers is like if you like sour or something different or like a fruited beer or whatever, they're not going to be like, ooh, I don't like sour, I don't like vinegar, I don't like gozes or whatever. Radler's like the first foray into that like non-traditional fruited beer sense.
Yeah, it's beer flavored fruited beer.
Yeah, it's beer, and that's a good way to put it. To highlight something that JT said talking about flower, I think JT's on cocaine, not in the rock sense, but in the powder sense. Because this beer is, I'm going to forget this beer. Besides the conversation, I'm going to forget this beer within a week after I have it. Off the top rope, I give this a 2.75. It's just not.
Wow.
The orange, it could be real orange, fake orange, or whatever. Like I'm just like this is as ho hum as it gets. It tastes like you took this beer and added a little bit of orange to it. Like I enjoy this beer, it's fine, but like it's like there's a comfort, there's a history to this. This is like, that's why I was like when JT started lauding it, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm done with like. So this week, having people on and off and, pimping, if you will, the podcast and doing all of this. It's like, how often do you guys like just agree? Or I go, and it's people that don't watch it. I go, I purposely write everything down. And I go, I like when we don't agree, or if we agree for different reasons. It's hardly ever that we're like, oh, this is a home run. I think in the 400 beers, there's only been a couple of times that they've been home run 5s. And it's been even less times that we've just both totally lambasted a beer. So it's nice. We both have different palates. This though is like, I like that this stuff is gifted to us. And the fact is you said, and this is where we're in agreement on this beer, we would never buy this beer. You wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. None of the chuggalos. Steb wouldn't buy it. It's a Radler. The most likely one out of the people doing the calendar is probably Chuggalo Ryan, but it would have to be on sale, and you'd probably have to have a coupon. Shots fired.
Coupons. I like that you have a shots fired because I should be shooting because of the dig that he took, but it's okay.
I thought the cocaine. Not in the rock sense, but in the powder sense. After I thought that
was awesome.
I was like, I know I'm going to screw it up, so I had to write it down. Like,
no, that was good. I don't know. I disagree, and that's fine. I think that they nail the flavor that they tell you they're nailing, whereas so many blood orange beers or orange beers or a lot of these citrus fruit beers, they're just the rind, bitter bullshit. This actually delivers what it says it's delivering.
Sorry, Stacey. The best part about this beer is that it's bitter. Fruit bitter, not like a bitter beer. This isn't bad or unappealing. It just isn't. This just isn't my thing. Like I can't.
would buy this every day. I would.
That's awesome.
I would buy a bunch of 12 ounces. If Busch Light went to this from the Blapple, I'd be okay with that.
This is right up there with like Bud Light Orange. Like,
damn, no way.
We're gonna put timestamps in. Like, hey, if you're from Jack's Abbey, listen to these timestamps.
Yeah. Don't listen to anything where the guy with the bandana is talking.
Yeah,
you won't like it.
Don't listen because he's obviously a giant banana, and in the Banana Orange Wars,
true.
he's created his affiliation.
Well, I will actually be honest here. In the Banana Orange Wars, I choose banana.
See, there we go.
Every time, because I just think bananas pair with more. Oranges, they're good on their own or in beer. Bananas, every morning, this might shock you, I eat a banana with peanut butter, and I love it.
Chunky
it
or
has
creamy?
Not gotten old yet. I prefer chunky peanut butter, but I use creamy peanut butter on my banana because why put chunky on the banana?
God, chunky peanut butter is the best.
Chunky on a sandwich is just awesome.
In the JT domain, both jars are available though, right? If I come over, same with us.
We have three types.
Natural,
chunky, creamy, regular peanut butter, but for the banana specifically, we have honey peanut butter from Peter Pan.
Yeah,
because it's the most flavorful peanut butter. I could probably do a whole episode on which peanut butters, because the Kroger peanut butter does not have a lot of flavor. It's like it's peanut butter. It's just not
peanut butter power rankings.
It doesn't stick out. Peanut butter power rankings. Peter Pan so far has been top tier.
Yep. Then
that's it. That's what I got.
Jif, okay, that's
Jif works.
Jif then Skippy.
Prefer it. Yeah, and then Kroger after that. Store brand.
Kroger. Yeah, store brand.
Any store.
Interesting.
What about you? Where are you at on the power ranking?
We do Jif because Jif is what's available in the big sizes at Sam's Club.
Yep. That's what we have. Jif, big sizes.
I know there's
bananas.
There's better peanut butter out there. Big peanut butter don't come after us because we're on your side. There's better little stuff out there, like the natural stuff where the oil comes to the top and you have to whip it up every time. I understand. I understand that the stuff that we eat, we're monsters. The craft peanut butter podcast will come after us.
The peanut butter podcast, they're gonna hate us. That's shit that I got some stuff at Jungle Gyms once. For those not in Ohio, Jungle Gyms is an international market. They also
world's largest grocery store.
Craft food. Yeah, I did not know that.
It is Guinness Book of World Records, world's largest grocery store. They have an aisle for Zambia, just to give you. They have an aisle for most countries.
That's awesome. Some have rooms, like Italy has its own room. But I bought some peanut butter there, and this shit was like liquid. It was gross, and I couldn't use it on anything. So it's still in our pantry. I'm just gonna throw it away at this point.
Maybe it'll solidify as it goes bad.
Like the oil, it's too much oil. Anyway.
Are we ready for beer too?
I'm ready. But JT, if you're not, we can keep talking, dude. JT,
no, we can drum roll this because you're gonna love this.
We gotta drum roll this. I'm gonna guess that I don't know what to guess, but seeing as Matt has a hilarious story, I don't know, man.
So I still have it.
Look at that. You still have it. Is it open? Oh, there it is. Truth comes out. Hey, man, there's a beverage here.
Yeah. Can I explain the story? And
please.
Svill's going to be put on alert. So, Svill, I have the master list. At the top is Pipeworks 1. Hey, man, Svill put it as 5. So I'm sitting here with Mead Master Uriah. We crack it. How does that work? He brought his cup. I got confused. I thought it was the first beer.
Oh,
and not beer 5.
Oh, man. That's
nuts. So this beer has been open in my fridge. I can't tip it too much because, again, I was like, son of a bitch. So anyways, I was like, I know it's going to be it. So when I'm like asterisks, I've sort of had it because it got on my hands. So I've gone like this with it. And I poured a little bit in Uriah's cup. And again, so at that level, a little bit's coming out already. So it's not much. And Uriah goes, can we do that beer? So I've been tipped off. I've been
Where
influenced.
is Uriah around? Go grab him. We can do this beer.
No, Uriah's back in Kansas.
He left.
Yep. So believe me. And the nice thing was all of the people that were, I had one person that was right next door to me and one person that was 2 doors down. So it wasn't like,
Perfect.
it's a pretty big hotel here on base. So this was awesome. So I thought for the crack, if I wanted to hide it, that's why I put another can in the fridge. I could go and be like, oh, like,
yeah, crack
anyways.
a Busch Light or something.
Yeah. Do you want me to crack? You want me to crack a apple?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'll crack for the both of us.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, hey, you count it down because you're really cracking.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. There it is.
Oh, that was beautiful.
All right. What do we got here? This is okay. Let's start with this. This is Advent Calendar Day 5.
Yep.
Okay, so this is not traditional. We did this last year.
Not the first beer. Advent Calendar Day 5.
We wrote down the beer so that Phil had something to go off of.
Yep.
Yeah, I see what happened there. Anyway, this is Pipeworks. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here. And so for the next couple of weeks, we'll have one beer that's part of the episode and one beer that is the Advent calendar.
Yep.
So what is this beer?
On the Mondays. So it's a white milk stout. And it comes from Pipeworks. They're a perennial favorite on the podcast. It's a 10.5%. So originally, and I want to share Uriah's comments, he's like, damn, that's kind of big for a beer, even though we'll have big stuff that we pass around in the office up here. And again, he's a mead master, but he goes, wow, so like he's not, a craft beer purveyor. And let me tell you one thing about etiquette at parties. So I brought a cooler. I brought a bunch of beer, and there's beer snobs in my office, and then there's people that enjoy getting free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
God bless everyone on the entire spectrum. I knew this would happen. I bought specific beers to give to people. I'm like, in small office, and please stop me. This is like an etiquette. This is a beer. It's beer complete. So I knew that people are going to be putting out their glass. So like I brought a couple of 7.5s of specialty beers that I wanted to pop for like 4 of us. It's tough to do because everyone's oh, hey man, let me try that.
What's going on over there?
And I'm like, man, you're not going to, and a few of them aren't going to listen. I'm like, man, you're not going to like this. And they're like, oh, no, let me try it. And I'm like, because it's, if JT's in that environment, it's less that I brought it to gift to him. I did bring swill or lighter stuff to like gift to people, but I'm pretty targeted. And I treat it this way. I always tell people, this is me in my soapbox. I always tell people that I'm too dumb that instead of giving books, I give beer. So the way that
a dumb thing.
Because you don't read? No, because because I don't read. Let's go that way with it. But other people say I've told people that, and people are like, better friends. Sorry, Stacey. Better friends give beer. So I like that. But the reason I do that is you're never going to hand me a smutty romance novel. So like when I hand people a beer, I'm kind of targeting for a reason. So that's why I gave some of the sealed stuff, because I knew even though I brought stuff that was going to really be applied to like 4 or 5 of us, because that 7.5, when there's 12 people with a cup, that goes quick. And it just
7 people with a cup?
7 or 8 people with cups, and really it's targeted. Are you writing it down?
That's a great episode name.
7
people with a cup.
And I was like, so I have to be the good guy in this situation. So then I have friends that aren't in the office coming in. I'm giving them beers. Like I brought like a targeted. I mean, no surprise to anyone that I'm a planner. So I'm bringing targeted stuff, but like. There was a couple of dynamite things that I only got like a swish of because like I'm gifting it out. It just was tough.
Yeah, it's tough. As somebody this is the thing that makes this podcast even more surprising that we've gone this long, is that I live my life moment to moment. I'm cool with that.
Quarter mile at a time.
I have a calendar, and that calendar has things on it, and there are things in the future that need to be planned for. Absolutely. Understood. But I can switch on a dime. If you want to grab a beer at 7:30 on a Wednesday, I'll I can check my calendar. I'm probably free, and I'll go do it.
We've done it.
We've done it. Matt likes to have things planned out. You want to grab beer at 7:30 on a Wednesday? Next week. That way we know it's coming. That's fine. But what I've learned from attending many Matt events is if he offers the beer, then it's definitely being offered to you, to me, whoever. If not, stay in the proximity of the drinks that are for everyone. You know?
Because believe me, everyone's going to have good selections, but like I've handed things specifically to people. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're offering a beer to, like if I'm there and you're offering a beer to Katie, which this is not a situation that has happened, but if it was the case, I would not be like, oh, me too.
Yep.
Because I know what your intent is here.
Yep. And
you're targeting that offering.
And this is completely accurate. There's someone in my office that are named Katie and Hildy. Both of them have brought me beer. I often fly up and don't have a vehicle when I'm up here. This is me paying back so much gratitude from both of them. Mm-hmm. And they're like my targeted two. Hildy takes me to all the breweries. He brought me back my favorite 4-pack. Like he brought it back on the military plane, like of my favorite beer that I had in Alaska. And it meant a lot. Like I've gifted him 120-minute type stuff because it's that gesture that you want to repay. So when there's other people and my general disdain for like freeloaders or like people that I feel like don't have skin in the game. It's a lot of this. And I'm like,
I think that there's a lot.
I might as well just pour it out on the floor.
You don't have disdain for freeloaders. You have disdain for freeloaders for no reason. Like the no skin in the game thing, that has to be a preface.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, okay, well, I don't think you have disdain for freeloaders personally. I think you're fine with freeloaders. I think what you don't like are freeloaders who are like, I hate beer, but I'd love to try what you're giving out.
That's 100. Yeah, that's right.
Those guys
there too. Yeah.
Like fuck them. Why? Don't
waste
this beer on your shitty palate. You know?
We talk about entry beers all the time. This would be great for this. Like, here's the one beer. Chuggalo Mikey bought a 5-set for Brewing Project. He actually gave me 2 of this bottle, so I'm having to bring this back to him. This is what I popped in the office. So this is a 7-year-old stout. It's a 13.5. So it's a big French toast, and it's delightful. Ironically, the Katie in my office made a French toast bake for our Christmas potluck. What an amazing pairing. And again, she's gifted me so many beers, and just it's fun to talk to beers with her, and she's from Michigan. But again, there's other people are like, well, I don't like beer, but I will sure try that. And I'm like, son of a, like, I want her to have more of it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally
10 people
understand.
On this bottle, you don't get a lot.
Yeah. And I do want to point out that in the background of Mike's videos is a Brewing Project sign, which I think is phenomenal. If you can get another one of those, I would love one. And I'll pay for it, obviously.
I'm glad that you said that. His birthday party, his birthday party is at the Brewing Project this upcoming this week, and I'm super stoked. And I just talked to a Brewing Project employee yesterday for about 30 minutes.
Oh. Did you get it recorded?
No, because
like a fun conversation.
I was in my office, unfortunately, so no recording devices.
Well, talk to him again.
Good try there, JT.
Hey, I'm just looking for content here. That's it.
We're in content month.
I tried getting content from Ryan Geist, and that guy was like not having it. I don't know why.
It's because of the culture we promote.
Yeah, I don't know that they were that well. They probably wouldn't like that, but I was just trying to find out if they were going to continue to put their fruited beers on nitro, and he like disregarded it totally, and I was kind of upset by it. He was like, "We did that already." I was like,
That's a
what the
pretty
fuck? Yeah, I know.
approachable question. Like,
not answer like that's not like a beginner question. You know,
are you
that's
still
at
gonna
least,
punt? Are you still gonna punt babies off the roof bar? Like,
yeah. What the fuck? Like,
yeah.
you've done it. I liked it. Are you going to keep doing it? He was like, we did that already. Next question. I was like, holy shit. And the next question wasn't like from me. It was, you only get one. Next question was from somebody else. Anyway. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here. Oh, he's got a Santa hat on. That's quite a nice touch. Pipeworks. We all know where Pipeworks is out of. They're out of Chicago, so Ryan probably won't drink this beer because he's anti-Chicago, and that's okay. If you hate awesome cities, that's your prerogative. That's okay. I happen to love Chicago. I think it's a great city. I do call Dayton home now. It's been a while. I tried calling Chicago home again. It was too hectic for me. But my family still lives there. I'm from there. Love it. Probably top 3 American cities that I've been to. And they don't fall in order of the cities population-wise. I think San Diego is probably, let's see. Do you know top 3 cities? Could you name them off the top of your head that you've visited?
Eau Claire and everything else.
Wow, that's an interesting.
Yeah,
list.
I don't need a lot of comfort. I need my city to be like sweatpants. I'm comfortable in them, and they have a lot of utility.
I don't know. That doesn't sound like a Matt thing. Matt needs you need your city to be planned. And
Eau Claire's got a wonderful
planned well. It's so planned. Very well planned out.
No, Eau Claire's got a lot of plan to it.
It's on the grid system.
I mean, I grew up, my street was grid system, but like it had everything I need. Like my wife's city, which is we'll just say Waukesha. God, it's so to go north to south. And again, there's rivers and stuff like that. It's gross.
Interesting. Well, fair enough. I love San Diego. I think San Diego is probably top 3 city in the country, and it's very underrated.
I'll give you Omaha.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for giving me that. That's great. I have not been.
I really like San Angelo. So that's another.
Where's that?
West Texas.
West Texas. Got it.
So if you aggregate this while JT is ruminating on the beer, if you aggregate it, I don't like big cities. As a side note, because I'm sitting here, have you ever had a typhoid shot? Jesus Louise.
I probably have.
I can't sleep on that side of my body for the next week after a typhoid shot.
That was the thing. That's the thing about vaccines. It's like I wanted to argue so much about like my efficacy and how I feel about vaccines, but when I went through boot camp, I just got like they just put a whole bunch of fucking vaccines in you, and you don't know what they are. Mm-hmm. So it's like I have opinions, but also at the same time, I allowed myself to go through this process that was like totally unknown. I mean, the peanut butter shot, everyone who's done the military knows the peanut butter shot. It's horrible. And I got that one. It fucking sucked. But I've ruminated on this beer.
Okay. You wanted to go first, or you want me to go first?
Well,
you can go first. You're ready.
You know what? You go first.
Excellent.
I went first last time. You go first this time.
Okay.
Let me get my score. Hold on 1 second. Got it.
All right. So it's nice having this beer more than just what fell on my thumb when I was putting it into the fridge, and listening to someone I respect highly, Mead Master Uriah, give me his thoughts. Again, he's a Scotch and mead guy. So I like the milkiness that I get from this beer. This beer has also been open in my fridge now, if you're counting, because I opened it for 4 days. So I think if you're going to open a beer and do that, stouts don't have a lot of carbonation typically. So I don't think it ruined too much. I got a little bit of the hot sauce from my favorite egg roll place in there, but that's just because I just always dream of that place. Off the top rope, I like how subtle this is all the way across. The cocoa nibs, because of the white milk, the white milk chocolate, it feels like almost milk chocolate instead of like a dark chocolate or whatever. The dark chocolate is there, but the milk or the lactose in that white milk, however they pair it, seems to cheapen, because everyone, more expensive chocolate, the darker it is, the higher the cacao or whatever is 72 plus. If you ask most women over the age of 40, they know the percentage of dark chocolate that they like, whatever, like little foil or whatever. I know my mother-in-law's, more experienced, I'd say over 40.
Okay.
My mother-in-law and my mom and a couple other influential women in my life know the percentage of dark chocolate that they like in their bites, candies. I don't know what they call it. The little foil stuff.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm not that guy, but that's why we're gonna have the candy expert go next. Off the top rope, I like this beer. This is the second best beer we've had out of the 5 so far, in my opinion. I don't think having it fresh, had I been able to read the list that Chuggalos Phil poured an hour and a half into that day, and I went and jacked it up. But you know what?
He took himself out of the party.
I own myself, and I had like 2 or 3 beers that day. Like, I feel like I was just mingling around. By the way, thanks a lot, Sarah, again, for continuing to listen and continuing to support us from afar. We miss and love you, and I will get down there again. I've been twice last month, hopefully twice this next month. Off the top rope, I give this a 4. I really enjoy this beer.
All right.
Better than the Pipeworks beer we had last year that kicked off. That was my intro, by the way, JT. I go, last year's first day was a Pipeworks beer. This year's first day was a Pipeworks beer. 30 seconds later, I was like,
this is sense.
Yep.
Okay. This is a Canner Bonus segment brought to you technically by Chuggalo Todd, but I have been making the Advent beers sponsored by Barrel House. So we're going to duel it up. What's that?
As it should be.
Yeah, so we're going to duel it up. We're going to double it up. It's going to be Chuggalo Todd and Barrel House have sponsored this Can Art Boner segment. Thank you to both of you for sponsoring this segment. Now, Chuggalo Todd will carry over himself for the podcast-specific beers.
It's still accurate because my father-in-law has a barrel chest. Like, he's like a hulking...
He is a barrel house.
I'm afraid of my father-in-law to this day.
A brick barrel house.
He is.
My father-in-law is also in very great shape, and you know what I find from my relationship with my father-in-law is one that is built on jabs, and I love it. It is absolutely fun. I feel like every time I go to California or he comes here, we're going to battle, but in like a fun way. Like, I have to be on point all day, every day, because he's coming at me. And he enjoys it. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a fun time.
We do vacation. My father-in-law and I, we do vacations together. We've done the Bourbon Trail together. We've been on cruises together. We've been to islands together. Enjoy my time with my father-in-law.
And this is a father-in-law. This is the father-in-law that's not a SFIL. This is the typical FIL. No S in front. And I think that I have a splendid, obvious relationship with Phil, but I have a separately splendid relationship with Phil, FIL, his name is not Phil. But I do have a really good relationship with a guy named Phil, who is a former boss, who, like you, I feel like I took that from the Matt playbook. Be excellent, have an excellent relationship with a former boss. That seems like a Matt thing. Like, if Matt has like a bingo card, that'd be one of the squares. Have an excellent personal relationship with a former boss.
Collect mentors. That's what I always say.
Yes. But anyway, this is Pipeworks. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here.
Careful, man.
Careful, man. And that is an interesting. That's just an interesting name. Obviously, it grabs your attention. Black cans are attention grabbing. So if you are looking to get picked off the shelf and at least looked at, Black Can will help you with that. Pipeworks out of Chicago. They have these things here, bowling.
Yeah.
whatever this is, explosion, bowling, and a pinky toe being removed from a foot.
Right? Like, what is that?
I actually have a story about that, which is gonna hopefully blow your mind. When I was in boot camp. Oh no, not boot camp. When I was in A school in Virginia Beach, Virginia, there was the University of Virginia was running a program where they were offering $10,000 to any participants who would not be not object to having their pinky toe removed and then sewn back on, because their medical school was practicing the art of, which is not an art, it's a science, reattaching limbs so that they work, so you could still control them with the neurons of your brain.
Wow, this is big. This is heavy shit.
But the Navy would not let us do it, so I didn't do it. I did not get $10,000 free for it. I'd let them remove my pinky toe. That seems fine. These are medical students. These aren't like, people off the street or anything. These are medical students. I'm fine with that. But nope, couldn't do it. So I still have both pinky toes. They've never been detached and reattached. So that is interesting. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so when my father passed away, he only had 2 toes left. So
wow.
But they didn't give him any money for that.
Is that from he wore steel toe boots and got them sliced off, or anything there?
No, he wore cowboy boots when he got frostbite on the one foot, and then the other one it was just diabetes. We'll just say diabetes.
All right.
Much longer, yeah, non-podcast.
Say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Aliens.
I know.
Here. It was aliens, man. Aliens.
Aliens. I didn't think that. Steel toe boots have a reputation of cutting toes off when you drop something on them.
It's part of how they're designed,
Yeah.
And you save the foot.
Save the foot. Yeah, I guess. It's a weird design. So there's that. That's an interesting art. But that's it. Hey, careful, man. That's the Can Art Bonus segment brought to you by Chuggalo Todd and Barrel House. Thanks, both of you. This beer.
Ouch, Sarah. Thank you.
It is actually a white stout, milk stout. Those are two separate things. Not a white milk stout. So all milk. Yes, it is in the order of words that appear in the order. If you're familiar with natural language processing, which is a data science way of processing languages, that is
we're a non-pretentious
like
beer podcast.
2 gram is white milk and 3 gram white milk stout. They are in order. They work in that order, but they are different. Milk stout is a sugar. It is a sugar stout, and a white stout is a beer that replaces the burned malts with coffee. And that is the first taste that I get in this is burned coffee. That's the signature taste of Starbucks coffee, which I have never become acclimated to. I'm a huge coffee fan. My wife and I have a coffee bar in our house where we have tons of different coffees that we grind up and make into coffee in the morning. But fucking Starbucks sucks balls. It's gross. It's burned. It tastes like shit. And I've never become acclimated to it. No offense, Pipeworks, because I love your beer. This tastes like Starbucks coffee. It's burned coffee beans. That's what this beer tastes like. It does have sugar in it. It's actually very sugary. So I can see where like that whole white milk kind of feeling comes from. It's thick. The can art's done. Did I close that out? Can art bonus segment's done. I did.
I thought so.
Excellent.
And it was good rotation, and you explained like the interestingness of it when it went around.
Okay, perfect. This beer tastes like burned coffee beans, and I don't like burned coffee beans. I think you've removed any of the good flavors that come from the coffee beans that are typical of coffee. This beer is just a sugary, bitter pile of shit. I don't like it, but I do like Pipeworks, so no offense, Pipeworks. I think this beer is a 2.25. It's drinkable, but just on the other side of fucking garbage. And that's where my 2.5 is. It's like good, and not
Just-
good, which someone else had mentioned on Hannah had mentioned that 2.5 was the middle ground between beers that she does like versus not like. Same
And
with me.
And she lives in Colorado, so she's like drinking all of like the. So she's like, "Have you had this? Have you had this?" No, I don't live in Colorado.
She's drinking in like an unincorporated, unknown state.
Yep.
Whereas we're drinking in Ohio, and you're not there right now.
Apparently, drinking in Colorado is a thing. I don't know.
I've never heard of any breweries coming from Colorado, but we might. And this beer is a 2.25. I don't like it, but I've almost had the whole thing. If you could see through.
Oh yeah, I'm donezo with it. See that's what
finished it.
Oh yeah, that's what I like.
Oh, look at that color. That's a weird color. This is a stout.
That's that milk, man, and it cuts it at a 10.5 too. So dude. It's not pretending. It delivers. See, it settles a little bit.
That's like a lager.
That is a very like lagery color.
Look at this shit. You're up.
I was just posting the beers on because I've been getting 5 or 6 new people have added me since the advent calendar started. So it was fun. It was funny when Uriah, I don't know if he did it on the camera or whatever, was like, "Oh, I'll subscribe to this," and he's listened to a couple of them. The interesting thing, the interesting Meadmaster Uriah.
We should do a mead episode.
Yeah. He makes it so oh God, because that stuff takes a long time. But he's very particular, and his brother is and they're twins. His brother actually sells it for profit. So
is his brother's name known?
God,
and are you allowed to say it?
Off camera, I will. Off camera, I will.
Names. Okay.
Off camera, I will. There's a funny joke there. Remind me once we unhit the record button.
Will do.
So the beauty so far is we definitely haven't hit our high point. I think we're easing into it. The crescendo is coming. Yeah. So I've had 2 good ones so far. But the conversation again, like yesterday, was like, had yesterday been a full episode, I feel like we would have been able to carry just as much with this one, with that Austrian Vienna lager, like very traditional German purity laws. Mm-hmm. This one, with the first of all the funny story, then Matt's soapbox, JT's crafting.
Weird when we're not together, our scores are so close together. Have you noticed that?
A little bit. There's got to be a correlation. You're the big data guy.
I mean, I'm looking at these scores at like first day.
You've written them down.
I'm a 4.5. Second day, you're 3.25. That one we disagreed on. I was a 4.5. The third day, I was a 3.0. You were a 3.0. The fourth day, you were 3.75. I was 3.75. So all but the second day, we were exactly aligned.
How disappointing was day 3? Can we say that now because it's buried
it
episode? It should have. Coconut belongs nowhere. That's where aforementioned the dessert specialist in my office was like, "This is the beer I want to have." I was like, "I want you on the podcast. You'd be able to talk through some of this stuff." It just didn't happen.
I watched that.
Uriah and Hannah came. It was we made magic happen.
Honestly, I didn't think the most disappointing thing was the coconut. I thought it was the sugar. It's too fucking sweet. It was undrinkable.
It just, I at least got to share it with a couple of people. Yeah. And it's like, because it just, like, again, that's going to be like, the only reason is, like I said, Samoas during that one. Like,
that's what we said.
That's what you're trying to elicit. And it just like was disappointment, It was just, it was tough.
All right,
Pipeworks. I'm glad they can be perennial offerings in the Advent calendar, and I will never complain.
They will be,
because they have such a diverse offering. It doesn't matter if we both moved to San Diego or whatever. We would seek out Pipeworks. They were the first beer that we did on the podcast back in 2018. They were the first beer that we did in the Advent calendar last year. They deserve a place always. It doesn't matter if it's just their artwork or their creativeness. Their creativeness. It doesn't matter. They'll always have a place.
I agree.
And sometimes, hey, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll land with the stars.
Yeah, I guess. So what did you think of this beer?
I already gave my scores and everything.
Did you? I missed it totally.
You made me go first. Remember?
Oh yeah. All right. I totally forgot what score you gave it.
That's all right. I can tell you the score I gave it.
What'd you give it?
Yep. I gave it a 4.0.
4.0.
I thought the milk cut it and it balanced it, and it was like the milk chocolate with the cocoa nips.
Yeah. I heard that.
That's right. I talk so much.
Thinking back then.
Just retain 30% of what I say, and that's how this friendship will continue to grow.
Well, that's good. That's good to know, because I thought I have to give 100% or else, or I have to take in 100% or else this is never going to work.
I will just.
I'm glad your expectations have lowered.
It's not expectations. That's just what I tell people. Like, I have a pretty solid realization of what I bring.
I try my best
in most situations.
Yeah,
please. I'm not mad. It happens, and that's why it's content.
I was thinking a lot during your explanation.
Please don't say during
I remember a lot of it.
Okay.
During your explanation of it, I'm really shocked about the color of this beer. That's crazy.
Hopefully Mikey records it with volume, so we'll be able to get his thoughts on that.
Yeah,
because
I'd like to hear
he's a big pourer.
Yeah, this was an interesting beer. Definitely polarizing. A good one to be polarized on. But otherwise, yeah, we're very aligned. It's almost scary how aligned we are on our beers.
Well, we're way off on this one.
This one and number 2.
Yeah.
I had a 4.5 on the.
So 60% of the beers we've been aligned.
But yeah, it's like not just like close, exactly the same, which is very interesting to me. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this Advent calendar. I think it's phenomenal.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Tomorrow's a big day. I don't look
day.
ahead very often. Now I feel like I need to.
I just look now, just to like prime us for what's coming up.
Well,
you're still using the box that Caterade bought you, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Using the box.
Not me.
Well, I do go in early because I don't want to be blindsided by a beer.
Yep.
That seems dumb. I want to know a little bit about the brewery and make sure that they get their due if they're a small brewery.
Well, tomorrow you won't have to do that. You have way more material than I do. And tomorrow is 4 beers I brought from that brewery and I gifted to people.
Oh, wow.
Here. And I was like, I don't want to share this. And they're like, oh, let's share it. It means a lot. No, take this, enjoy it when you're not in this environment. Make sure it's chilled.
Yeah.
But this is one you're not going to have to do any research for. You'll be able to tell Chuggalos Phil about this brewery if you guys end up doing it tomorrow. I'm excited. I purposely brought another beer from this brewery to gift on my second destination this trip.
Damn. All right. That's pretty sweet. Look forward to it.
Outside of that, God, no. Like, I mean, I have, after being up here for a few days and just beer etiquette and stuff like that. Again, beer is about creating a conversation. I'm going to recreate this speech so many times, but and again, that's why we do this. But again, we do it with each other, but now we're branching out, and you're starting to see some of the Chuggalos chime in, and then some of our beer habits and some of what we do and how we gift to our communities and how that influences us. And that's part of the process and part of the fun and going through this. So that's all I have for day 5, and we have math in public, 19 more of these, right, JT?
That's good math in public. That's how many days we have. 19 more days. I'm
It's
really
exciting.
excited. There's a lot of good shit coming up.
Oh yeah, we're still building. There hasn't been a projected high point yet, and I know JT will agree with me.
Yeah,
We
I
haven't
agree with
been
that.
like, oh, I've been really looking forward to that.
I think
Day
there's
one
been
was
a
fantastic, though.
projected expenditure high point, but that's it.
Yeah,
Other than that, we haven't had one. So
that's it.
It's coming. That's it. That's episode 212. That's a lot of episodes, but we've given you all the beer reviews you need, but there's still more to come. Join us for the Advent calendar every single day on YouTube. That's what we're giving you. At least 2, but probably 4 videos or more.
At least 2.
That's it.
That's always the goal.
The Brew Crew podcast on YouTube. Check us out. That's it. Adios, muchachos.